Hello, everybody. Mark Gilbo here at Gilbo Realty. What is going on with the inventory in the villages? I'm going to show you a quick graph. It's not going to be a long video, but I'm going to show you a video of what's going on with the inventory over the last 6 months. And you're going to see that, my opinions of what's been going on in the villages over the last year are pretty correct in the sense of I see inventory going up. I see prices coming down. I see some better opportunities for buyers here in the future. Even if you're buying today all cash, I still think if you're buying cash or you're putting a huge chunk of money down, a pretty big chunk, I think you're in good shape. Don't be afraid to purchase in that sense. If you're buying at 80%, like you're putting 20% down, be careful what you're buying. Okay, just make sure that you don't have that equity that someone paying cash or someone with a $100, $200, $300,000 deposit are going to have. Okay, they can weather the storm of any kind of equity decline. Okay, but if you look here in the MLS today, there's 464 properties listed for sale. This is the highest I've ever seen it. And this is just the MLS listings. The villages listings, I'm estimating at about 500 to 600 additional listings for sale that are active, ready to go, not including new builds. Okay, so I'm estimating over 1,000 homes right now existing on the market in the MLS. Now let me show you a graph as to why this is happening. If you look here at this chart, and this chart is kind of interesting, but if you look at January, February, March, and April this year, the bar on the left is the number of listings that have hit the market. The bar on the right, the darker bar, is the number of sold homes. So you have this ramp up from January, February, March, April of existing inventory listings, but you also have an increase of sold homes, which is common. It happens quite a bit. There's been a pretty low level of inventory across the country, but that's changing. It's been changing over the last probably 8 to 12 months and tremendously in Florida. If I get off this screen here, off the villages, there's so many homes for sale, your jaw will drop. There's a lot. Florida's going through a massive inventory ramp up, and it's starting to hit the villages. The villages is a bubble. It can resist a lot of things that are going on in other communities around it, but it's not forever. Eventually, the outside is going to hit the inside eventually. Okay? Now, I don't want to scare you. If you're looking to buy in the villages, you're paying all cash, putting a huge down payment, it's fine. Go for it. And actually, there's going to be a lot more inventory for you to choose from coming up. There's a lot of you on our website that have signed up that are looking 12 months out. I think you're going to be in great shape. I think you'll be able to buy a home probably at a cheaper price than you can today. But even if you bought today, if you're putting a huge down payment, I think you're going to be fine no matter what. The only people I worry about are the ones that are putting like 20, 25% down. If you plan on selling that home under those terms of financing in the next 2 to 5 years, you may be underwater compared to what some of the other ones are currently that bought back in 2022. I did a lot of videos on folks that bought in 2022, which was the peak of the village's pricing. And they're trying to sell today, and they're all losing money, a majority of them. Okay, so if you buy today with a loan down payment, plan on sticking there more than 3 or 4 years. Okay, or you're going to have to walk away with potentially money out of pocket. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But let's look at this graph again. If you look, January, February, March, April of 2024, this year, inventory, the number of listings have skyrocketed. We've gone from like 350 listings or a little bit less to well over 460. And as I was making this video, the minute I put it on, another listing popped on. It was at 463. Now we're at 464. But if you look at this, this is going to be probably a trend in the villages for a while. You may have your ups and downs. You may have a little bit more sales, a little bit less. But the inventory is going to continue to increase. And others have noticed it. I've been saying it for at least 6 months that it was going to happen. But I think it's a good thing for buyers in the villages. So if you're looking to buy, there might be a better chance of you getting a better deal here in the next 1, 2, 3, 6, 12 months, depending on what your time frame is. Okay? Now look, I know a lot of people are selling a home in another state, in another area where inventory may be low. That's a good thing. You're going to actually make out well in this scenario. Because I'm talking to people in Michigan and Wisconsin and New York and New Jersey. Pennsylvania, where inventory is low and they're still getting max pricing for their house. They can take that max pricing, they can take all that extra cash they probably wouldn't normally get, and they can take that down here to the villages with excess inventory and buy something halfway decent. Okay, so anyways, I don't want to scare you on this. I'm just letting you know the inventory is going to ramp up. Prices are probably going to continue to drop, but just remember it's an election year and that everything's going to be propped up until probably after the election goes by. And then we'll probably see a little bit more faster paces of all these things. Okay, so anyways, Mark here at Gilbo Realty. If you haven't signed up at our website, make sure you do. Go to gilborealty.com. Let me pull it up here real quick. I made some changes to our menus. I made it even easier for you to use. Let me pull it up here. Go here to the Villages, Florida. This is just the tab for the Villages. You can go here to see all inventory. You can see north of 466, between the 6s, and south of 466A. You can see all the Villages open houses for the MLS, and you can actually see our relocation program. If you're looking to sell a house in another state and you plan on using a realtor or want to use a realtor, our relocation program, if we help you find a realtor, list your home, market your home, and sell it, we will actually get a percentage of that back, your commission back for you, and you'll pocket more money at closing. Talk to me about that program if you're interested. But if you're not looking into villages and you're looking at maybe some other communities around the villages, do not be afraid to go to the Nearby 55 tab and look in Leesburg, which is just outside of the villages, and they're all 55 plus retirement communities. And look near Ocala, they have a ton of 55 plus communities that you can also check out. Okay? Don't be afraid to come here, sign up, take a look. You can search all your homes. You can save. You can favorite properties. You can get market reports. You can get home values on your current home in any state of the United States. So feel free to go here, check it out. And then don't be afraid of what's going on with the inventory. But just be aware the inventory is going up tremendously. So that means, to me, it means prices are probably going to be continuing to fall slowly in the villages, probably a little bit faster outside the villages in Florida. So everybody have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon.